Hi, my name is Carly. I'm 17 years old, and I'm making this video to explain to you guys on the internet why I am an atheist. First off, I am not making this to offend anyone. I just want to give you guys my point of view, and I'm just kind of tired of being quiet. Um, I've always been scared to tell people that I'm atheist, mainly because my mom said that, well, if people found out, they would automatically, like, they would just despise me. They wouldn't look at me the same, and I don't know, they would kind of just push me aside. And so I felt socially pressured to stay quiet. But I'm tired of not having a voice of my own, so I want to tell you guys my story. I've been asked to do prayers in front of all my religious friends, which was pretty embarrassing, and they automatically kind of shunned me. Uh, I've been told I'm ignorant and I needed guidance. Yeah, I don't really know what to say to that, but I've also been told I'm going to hell, but that's like telling an adult that there's no Santa Claus. So I wasn't really offended, but I knew what you guys are trying to say, which is like, oh, thanks, guys. And I've had a lot of people knock on my door and try to convert me. And, well, it's not gonna work. So I believe in evolution and the Big Bang Theory. Of course, I mean, I don't know everything. I mean, we have a theory on how the universe was created. Of course, we don't know for sure, which is okay. It just means we get to ask more questions and find out. But the thing is, the lack of of evidence on one's part does not mean evidence for religion. Just because we don't know yet doesn't mean that we're wrong. Doesn't mean that it's not coming or we're gonna find out soon. But there is evidence of evolution, though. We find a lot of fossils that show us the difference between way back then, and modern day society. There's actually a kind of transitional species in our world today. There's a fish called the mud skipper, and it has legs. Oh, well, actually, it does have fins, but it uses its fins to walk a little bit. And you guys can probably YouTube it and find out. And you guys can see, like, they literally, like, walk off to get away from predators, which means survival of the fittest. They probably got us out of the water. There's also another fish called the climbing gourami, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's spelled Gourami. Sorry. And these fish actually can breathe out of the water, and they crawl out of the water, and they chill next to the shore, which just shows, like, right there, evolution, just another step. So there's also a lot of skeletons from millions of years ago. There's a skeleton, and they named it Lucy, and it's the oldest skeleton ever found. And the difference between us today and Lucy is very dramatic. Like, the mandible was much bigger. She hunched over a lot more, had a lot more hair, and it much shorter. So it's just showing that's evidence of evolution right there. I actually have a question about Adam and Eve. If you guys want to explain it to me. So all the paintings of Adam and Eve show us, like, how we are today, and like so they look like everyday humans. But the skeletons say if they're the first humans on this planet, then they should not look like the paintings at all. They should be looking like Lucy. So I want to know, like, were the paintings wrong, or like, why do they look like that in the paintings? So on to my next topic. The problem I have with religion is how much world conflict it has caused. There's wars and discrimination, and it's pretty sad to like see how many people have truly died from like just because they don't believe in the same thing that you do. And there's a really good example, and these are extremist, but it's called the Westboro Church or West Baptist. It's, I don't know, but they're this very crazy group of people who are extremely homophobic, and you guys probably seen them on the news. But they are very aggressive, and just some of the things they say are extremely hurtful, and I don't think people like that should be in our world because it's just full of hate, and we already have enough of that. So my next question is, why do you believe in people from 2,000 years ago, that they believe that the world was flat, women were just objects or property, and prostitution was okay, and homos were sinful, and the Bible also mentioned unicorns. So, I mean, maybe unicorn was a little much, but obvious these things are not okay in modern day society. So I just want to know like why you guys still read and worship this book that is made by these people. But another thing that religion does is like missionaries, they'll go down to third world countries or places that just need help, like Africa, for example, and they'll just give them books, Bibles, anyway, or any religious text, and they'll say if you pray, good things will happen to you, things will change, and your situation will be all right. But in Africa, pray is not going to bring water. Pray is not going to change the weather patterns. The weather patterns are made from ocean currents, and I don't think prayer has the power to change that. And so what these people really need is they need to be taught how to take care of themselves. They need immunizations. They need to be scientifically advanced so they can take care of themselves. But so a book is not going to be able to do that for them. So I mean, I understand you guys are trying to help them, but it's not working. They've been like this for a very long time. So another thing is, I don't get why praying has so much power. I just don't see, like, I've never heard of anything get cured by prayer, like anyone get cured. But for example, like, let's just say you have a loved one and they get in a really bad car accident, and they're in the hospital, they're getting surgery, and they're getting by this doctor. You should not be thanking God. You should not be praying to God. You should put your faith in that doctor who spent years and years of training and education, and he put hours every single day to get the knowledge just to help your loved one. So instead of thanking God, you need to go up to a doctor and just be like, you have the power to save this person's life. Prayer can't do that for you. If you pray that this person will heal, they will die. They will bleed out right there. So you need to give that credit more. I mean, you need to give that doctor some more credit. Another question I want you guys to consider, and I really want you guys to think about it before you respond. Just really, really think about it. So if God is almighty, then why is there sin? All right. So if your answer is it's because he's testing us, well, then he's not almighty, because if he's almighty, he would already know. He wouldn't have to test you. So I'm a little confused on that part too. So if you guys can explain that to me, that'd be great. I can understand that people are afraid of the idea of death, and I did go through a time where I didn't know. I'm like, well, why am I don't want to, like, what's the point of living? And some people need that support, that, like, hey, it's okay when you're dead. It's not over. You still got a life. But it's also kind of saying, like, that the world can't go on without you and that you're immortal. So, I mean, you have to think about it. Just really think about it and be like, you're actually, I'm sorry to say, but you're pretty insignificant. I mean, I am too. We are very insignificant, and we're just lucky to be alive. Instead of wasting our lives in church, we should just be grateful for what we've been given and just use it to the fullest. So the one thing that religion says is, like, it's unconditional love with conditions. So if you're straight and you go to church every single moment you can and you don't do anything bad in your whole life and be a perfect person, you'll go to heaven. And to me, that's just really unrealistic. I mean, nobody's perfect. Everyone is gonna do something bad. I mean, of course, you're gonna break the law at some point. I mean, let's be honest here. And it just kind of makes you discriminate against people. And I can't accept that. I'm sorry. So I guess that's it. So if you guys have any questions, or you guys just want to, like, if you're an atheist and you feel alone, which I can understand, go ahead and message me and I'll get back to you and we'll talk. And but if you just have questions about, or like you want to confront me, go ahead. I'm ready. I'm okay to, I'm not really into arguing, but I'm okay with debating, I guess you could say. So thank you for your time. Hope to hear from you guys. Okay, bye.